Want a bright start to summer? Ask Sherwin-Williams during the Sunny Day Sale and save 30% on paints and stains, May 18th through the 26th. With colors like pool blue, organic green, and daffodil, we've got everything you need to add a splash of color. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams paint store and save 30% today. Find your nearest store at sherwinwilliams.com/sale. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Blog Talk Radio.
You don't understand, see. You don't get it.
People don't understand,
I'm
man.
a free man, and I don't mean just out of jail. I am
They just don't
free at last.
Corey Jackson, man. More mad than ever. How many more, man? My voice, my brother. You gotta get out of stop, man. You gotta get free, man.
I have
You gotta put a stop to it. You gotta get free, man. You gotta get free. You can't keep doing this shit. This tale is ill. The autobiographic is real. So I share it from deep in my memory film. 11/40/35 inscribed on his khaki suit. I set a cross from my brother, trapped in a sterile room. Different families around, attempting to heal wounds. Conversation by the hour for dark souls to soothe. But this case is different. It's hella treacherous niggas. Cowards my brother trusted that became his false witness. Picture this, a small town, locale in southern state. And that serves as the framework that outlines the case. The murder took place, victim of another race. She had status and spoke to governors face to face. More fuel for the flames of supremacy and hate that blacks will never escape without God's grace. On the court date, they brought him in shackled, he took the stand. Third black boy being charged for death by one hand. An argument in another state that wouldn't have a chance. But the Commonwealth of Kentucky is a southern land that still got problems with brothers from the motherland. They judge us not by character, but by skin. But in this case, it was one Negro hair. They said similar to his in the car when she disappeared. Funny, how many blacks got similar hair? We unlucky. Evidence they use when they argue that trial, but never tested DNA and put it on file. It's all foul and wild. 50 years they gave him. Throughout trial never showed his involvement with the plan. Just hearsay from inmates and the main suspect.
You don't understand. You don't get it. I'm a free man, and I don't mean just out of jail. I am free at last.
Gotta get free, man. Be more substantial evidence, man. Testimonies from local bums in a segregated city is the evidence they use to convince the jury committee. But really, that's only the second level of injustice. The first level was the lie detector test they shuffled. The main suspect failed too. But detectives lied to the judge to get a warrant through. For who? You guessed it, my brother's name in the loop. The table now set for Southern hospitality soup, and they be cooking black boys by ones and groups. Straight out their youth, they stamp them by stretching the truth. But don't get it twisted, I hate anything that's corrupt. But when the government is guilty, tell me who can you trust? Now 14 of the 50 years my brother is done, and never had nothing to do with the death of the gun, but was violently prosecuted by a snake with his tongue. No wonder we burn with hatred like the rage of the sun.
Let me ensure that I am through walking on the wild earth. That's all I've been trying to tell you. I have been sick with the social ills.
Well, shalom, Israel, and to everyone else, good evening, good afternoon, good morning to you and yours, wherever you are on this world's wide web. You're listening to Let's Talk, brought to you by the Men Empowered Organization on the Blog Talk Radio Network at blogtalkradio.com. Tonight is Let's Talk. 2nd Esdras, chapter 5, beginning with verse 16, is where we are at tonight. We hope you enjoyed the lesson on yesterday. Got a lot of info that we put in on last night. So with that in mind, I guarantee you it's going to be all good tonight as well. We'll be right back after Joel McCrane coming up on this music break, and we'll get into it right here on Let's Talk, the Apocryphal book, back in Esdras. one of my favorite artists, smooth jazz gospel artist right here, the music of Joel McCrae from Days Gone By, entitled Lovely. If you like to get us to bring back Smooth Jazz Gospel Sunday, hit us an email at menempoweredtoprosper@yahoo.com. Let us know what you think. And we're going to bring another selection later on in the show. We're in 2 Esdras chapter 5, beginning with verse 16 tonight, but we'll piggyback and go into it from verse 15. Just want to let you know, if you're listening via computer or in the chat room and you'd like to listen to us on the phone, the number to call is 347-205-9279. And at any time you'd like to ask a question or express a comment, press 1 on your phone and we'll plug you right into our show conversation. All right, beginning with verse 15. So the angel that was come to talk with me held me, confronted me, and set me up on my feet. Verse 16. And in the second night it came to pass that Salathiel, the captain of the people, came unto me, saying, Where hast thou been? And why is thy countenance so heavy? Verse 17. Knowest thou not that Israel is committed unto thee in the land of their captivity? Verse 18. Up then and eat bread, and forsake us not as the shepherd that leaveth his flock in the hands of cruel wolves. Then said, verse 19, then said I unto him, Go thy way from me, and come not nigh me. And he heard what I said, and went from me. Verse 20. And so I fasted 7 days. I fasted 7 days, is what he's saying, mourning and weeping, like as Uriel the angel commanded me. And after the 7 days, so it was, that the thoughts of my heart were very grievous unto me again. Verse 22. And my soul recovered the spirits of understanding, and I began to talk with the Most High again. Now, you all know that we did a lesson on the Apocrypha Elijah, and right off the bat, you all remember who Elijah was. This is the one that called down fire from heaven and lit up the wood and killed the false prophets to go along. This is Israel back in the day where they were, where the prophets were obeying the commandments. We can still see that again if we get into the words and not follow after the Gentiles in this paganistic religious circles that we are following these days, because I done found out a lot now, a whole lot, is why everything is kind of dormant, but it is what it is because it is prophecy coming to pass. And Israel, we are, if you've been with us for quite some time, you know who the children of Israel are. And they are not the ones that are over there in the land of Israel. Go to Revelation and you will find out who they are. Now, I'm going to try not to go off track and get into it like I did last time, but let's see, here we go. Where was I? Yeah, let's go back to 22. And my soul recovered the spirit of understanding, and I began to talk with the Most High again. Verse 23, and said, O Lord, that bearest rule of every wood of the earth and of the trees thereof, thou hast chosen the one only vine. Verse 24, and of all lands of the whole world
thou hast chosen thee one pit, the flowers thereof one lily. Verse 25. And of all the depths of the sea thou hast filled thee one river, and of all builded cities thou hast hollowed Sion, that's S-I-O-N, unto thyself. Verse 26. And of all the fowls that are created thou hast named thee one dove, and of all the cattle that are made thou hast provided thee one sheep. 27. And among all the multitudes of people thou hast gotten thee one people, and unto this people whom thou lovest thou gavest a law. I repeat, a law that is approved of all. Verse 28. And now, O Lord, why hast thou given this one people over unto many? He's pleading his case about Israel. And upon the one root hast thou prepared others. And why hast thou scattered thy only one people among many? Verse 29. And they which they gainsay, they promise and believe not thy covenant, have trodden them down. Verse 30. If thou didst so much hate thy people, he's pleading his case, why? Yet shouldest thou punish them with thy own hands? Verse 31. Now when I had spoken these words, the angel that came to me the night before was sent unto me. Verse 32. And said unto me, hear me, and I will instruct thee. Hearken to the things that I say, and I shall tell thee more. Verse 33. And I said, speak, O my Lord. Then said he unto me, thou art sore troubled in mind for Israel's sake. Lovest thou that people better than he that made them? 34. And I said, no, Lord, but of very grief have I spoken, for my reins pain me every hour, while I labor to comprehend the way of the Most High, and to seek out his judgment. He's thinking about the judgment of Israel that is being scattered. Verse 35. And he said unto me, and I said, wherefore, Lord, whereunto I was born then, or why was not my mother's womb then my grave, that I might not have seen the travail of Jacob, and the wearisome toil of the stock of Israel. And he said unto me, number me the things that are not yet come. Gather me together the drops that are scattered abroad. Make me the flowers green again that are withered. Verse 37. Open me the places that are closed, and bring me forth the winds that in them are shut up. Show me the image of a voice, and then I will declare to thee the things that thou laborest to know. The 7-day fast that he wants understanding of all this that is happening with the nation of Israel, or who are the children, the 12 tribes of Israel. Verse 38. And I said, O Lord, that bearest rule, who may know these things, but he that had not has dwelling with men. 39. As for me, I am unwise. How may I then speak of these things whereof thou asked me? Verse 40. Then said he unto me, like as thou canst do none of these things that I have spoken of, even so canst thou not find out my judgment, or in the end the love that I have promised unto my people? Verse 41, and I said, behold, O Lord, yet art thou nigh unto them that be reserved to the end, and what shall they do that have been before me, or we that be now, or they that shall come after us? Verse 42, and he said unto me, I will liken me judgment unto a ring, like as there is no sickness of the last, even so there is no swiftness of the first. Verse 43, so I answered and said, couldest thou not make those that have been made and be now, that are for to come at once, that thou mightest show thy judgment the sooner? Verse 44, then answered to me and said, the creature may not haste above the Maker, neither may the world hold then at once that shall be created therein. And I said, as thou hast said unto thy servant, that thou which givest life to all hast given life at once to the creature that thou hast created, and the creature buried, even so it might show also bear them that now be present at once. And he said unto me, ask the womb of a woman, and say unto her, if trying to get my glasses focused here, if thou bringest forth children, why does another pray her therefore to bring forth 10 children at once? Oh yeah. 47. And I said, she cannot, but must a distance of time. Verse 48. Then said he unto me, even so have I given the womb of the earth to those that be sown in it in their times. For like as a young child may not bring forth the thing that belongs to the age, even so have I disposed the world which I created. Verse 50, and I asked and said, seeing thou hast now given me the way, I will proceed to speak before thee, for our mother, of whom thou hast told me that she is young, draweth now nigh unto age. Verse 51, he answered me and said, ask a woman that beareth children, and she shall tell thee. Say unto her, wherefore are not thou hast now brought it forth, like those that were before, but less of statute. 53, and she shall answer thee, they that be born in the strength of youth are of one fashion, and they that are born in the time of age, when the womb faileth, are otherwise. Consider thou therefore also also how that ye are less of stature, that those that were before you, and so are they that come after you, less than ye, as the creatures which now begin to be old, and have passed over the strength of youth. Verse 56. Then said I to the Lord, I beseech thee, if I have found favor in thy sight, show thy servant by whom thou visited thy creature. Now that is the end of chapter 5. And chapter 6 is a long way off, but I think we can do it. Let's take a music break. This is halfway through the mark, and we'll go ahead and hear from Brother Maverick and Fred the Genius. You're listening to Let's Talk, brought to you by the Men Empowered Organization on the Blog Talk Radio Network at blogtalkradio.com.
Father. Heavenly Father, can I ask you anything? Heavenly Father, can I ask you anything? Ooh, can I ask you anything? Heavenly Father, can I ask you anything? Heavenly Father,
I get it back to it. I got a request for your holy name, my iron. For one more chance to be the Israel you inspire. One last chance to step in the same light. You take for my ancestors, do this same right. Stood in the rough rock, disciple of your shot. And I put a crown on the countenance of my side. Created from all the firmament and all earth. You show me what I am and what it's all worth.
I'm a child of your Lord. Your child. You showed me who I am. You gave me the truth.
Real cool. Not that fake.
Can I ask you anything, Father? In righteousness, yeah. Oh, Father, anything? Can I ask you, Father? Can I have my inheritance? Can I ask you anything? These other nations, my servant. I want these other nations as my servant. Can I have peace, love, and joy? Can I ask you anything? I just wanna be well with you, Father.
Verse 28, you hate the prayers of the wicked. Got the few things still wrong, but you can't strengthen. Now I can be strong enough in the spirit to kill it. It's my text, make the testimony with it. Matthew 7 said, ask and receive. And again, the James spoke, so I know I ain't the thief. MALACHI 1:5 is to wake up, Father, hear revive. Jack
Brother
up.
Maverick, what you want, man?
All the way from an all the
Can
night.
I have wisdom and knowledge? Ask your Father for what you want, brother. Oh, Father, can I ask you anything? Access to the universe. Can I have access to all the heavens? Can I ask you anything? Angels bowing down. I just wanna do well. Nations bowing down. Do well with you.
And it's the music of Brother Maverick featuring my man, only Fred the Genius. Hopefully to have him on our show coming up. Hey, don't forget we have a 2-hour Saturday Night Gospel Jams section that is here on Saturday, June the 14th, beginning at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time right here on the Blog Talk Radio Network. That first hour will be Brother Maverick Bronze. He will be in the house as we interview this gifted brother in the music that he do for us right here on Saturday Night Gospel Jam. And also, Faya Harris will be with us. She is our new co-host right here on Saturday Night Gospel Jam, beginning this Saturday at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. She will be joining us as we play the grooves that you love to move to and be that type of music in your spirit to edify the body. Well, let's begin at chapter 6 now as we continue with 2nd Esdras of the Apocrypha books. And for those of you all who are new and joining us, these 14 books, you can actually buy the 14 books, and your Bible that you currently have in the King James Bible will be complete as of the 1611 edition of the King James Bible. Did you know that? Yes, the Bible in 1611 edition was complete with 14 other books, and we're reading the second one, the first one right now. And wonder, we asked why. Why did they delete these 14 books? Who was in charge? And who gave them the audacity to change the Most High's word, choose what they want to have in the Bible. And I tell you what, you didn't know that you were being programmed because of the information. Hosea 4:6, my people, the latter part, my people perish for lack of knowledge, or are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Let's go ahead and get into chapter 6. And he said, verse 1, unto me, in the beginning when the earth was made, before the borders of the world stood, or ever wind blew, before it thundered and lightning, or ever the foundations of paradise were laid, before the fair flowers were seen, or ever the movable powers were established, before the innumerable multitude of angels were gathered together, or ever the heights of the air were lifted, before the measures of the firmament were named, or ever the chimneys in Zion were hot. Verse 5, and ere the present year were sought out, and or ever the inventions of them that now sin were turned before they were sealed, that have gathered faith for a treasure. Verse 6, then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone, and through none other. By me also they shall be ended, and by none other. Verse 7, then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder, the parting asunder of the times, or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followed? Now pay attention to this. Here's what is going to happen, which is not yet happened yet, but is about to. We don't know the time that Christ is coming back. But if you look at the times, you will get a clue to this out. Verse 8 in 2 Esdras chapter 6 of the Apocrypha book, if you have the completed King James Version Bible, you have an additional 14 books of the 66 books that they are currently promoting. So the 1611 edition King James Bible had 14 additional books, and we're reading from chapter 6 of 2 Esdras. Pay attention to what I'm about to say. Now, if you've been with us for quite some time, you know who the players are. Now, here we go. And he said unto me, from Abraham Esau were born. Now, you got to understand who are the descendants of Jacob and Esau. If you go back to Genesis, you will see where Jacob had 12 sons. 12 sons, and this was the promise. He was the promised seed. When Jacob, and by the way, if you do not know, Jacob and Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob all were black people. Now, Isaac had two sons. One was red. He was hairy all over. That is describing. Why did he not describe Jacob? Because Jacob and the rest were already people of color. They were already people of color, and everybody that looked like them were already in the earth. Now, here come Esau, who is totally different from everyone else. Now, when you see in the scriptures, it says the Most High hated Esau. Why did he say he hated Esau? Because Esau, even though he was the firstborn, that came from Rebekah's womb, he was displeased at Esau because Esau disobeyed the commandments. He did everything opposite of what you were supposed to do, eating raw meat or rare meat, reddish. Now, I'm going to make a statement right now. If you're joining us for the very first time, don't get offended. We are speaking truth. And for a long time, you have been taught or programmed to think another way. All right. Esau and his descendants race today in the earth. They are also the descendants, their descendants is the Roman Empire. Who crucified Christ? You got it. Christ, being a black man, came in flesh. We all came from the Spirit of the Father, got and were clothed in this flesh to live out here on the earth. In order to live on the earth, you got to have a earth suit. And that earth suit is this human body that you have. You have a spirit on the inside of your body. Now, once your spirit leaves your body, it's like taking off your clothes and you go to where you are designated to either down in the valley of the cavern, and we're going to talk about that. Where's everybody going after they leave? Are they going to Hades, or are they going to Abraham's bosom, or are they going to heaven? Let's check out what the Word says on that. And that is the final answer that we will always give you here on this show. We're not giving you opinions. We're giving you scriptures. Everything we have is evidence. We are looking for evidence. Now, once, like I said before, if you join us for the very first time, Jacob and his descendants are the black chosen race. Now, when I say that, we were enslaved by the Egyptians, but guess what? The Egyptians are black people as well. The Egyptians enslaved the entire seed of the chosen one in Egypt. To live them out with the help of the Most High, Moses. Now, Moses thought he was an Egyptian until he found out the truth that he is an Israelite. Well, this is the same case that's going on right now. The black people in America, the so-called African Americans, if you want to still call your name, if you want to go by that title, African American. Remember back in the day we used to call ourselves colored? Remember back in the day we used to say we're black now. Remember back in the day we used to say Negro. Remember back in the day we used to just say we were colored. Well, we have so many titles, so many attributes to those names that actually I can show you in the Bible in Deuteronomy chapter 28 that describes all these different names that we have, including the N-word. And you know what that means? Do I need to spell it out for you? You get where I'm going. Let me move on. All right. When Jacob and Esau were born of him, talking about he came from Isaac, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. All right, now get this. These are two nations. Remember the Most High told Rebekah that she said, why are these two babies fighting? Why are they she was just like puzzled. What is going on? And she spoke out to the Most High and got the answer. The Most High God told her, two nations are in thy womb. Check it out in Genesis. All right, here we go in 2nd Esdras. Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. Now verse 9, get this. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow. What does it mean when Esau is the end of the world? Who is in power today in the world? The majority of people that are running things in the world, far as finances, far as this and that, and just about everything. Who is ruling over the earth? They even gone to African countries and ruled over there. They even gone and exported black slaves out of there and brought it to the West, the Western Hemisphere. That is power. That is absolute power. So if you can understand, and you can understand the scriptures and the prophecy, here's where we are today. Esau is still ruling the world. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. Verse 10, the hand of man, the heel and the hand. Other questions Ezra asked thou not. I answered then and said, O Lord, that bearest rule, if I have found favor in thy sight, I beseech thee, show thy servant the end of thy tokens, whereof thou showest me part the last night. Now, the scriptures I just got through telling you about, from beginning from 8 all the way to 10, it shows you in that specific moment who is running the earth. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. Who came from the bloodline of Abraham, King David, Solomon? Right. Okay. Now, who else came from this particular line? Yes. Christ, the one you call Jesus, which is a Greek name, and Christ was not Greek, he was Hebrew. In Hebrew, Christ means my Savior, and his Hebrew name is Yeshua. You will hear that, or it's on our website at Blog Talk Radio. You'll see the understanding on that. And hopefully we'll have a lesson on that down the road. But Christ came from this particular line. If you look genealogy, lineage of where he was born from, Joseph was his father. Joseph was his father, and Joseph was in the line of King David. He was in that line. That was his bloodline family. And so this is the bloodline where Christ comes from, who came down in the earth. It wasn't immaculate conception. That is a pagan ritual, and we're going to talk about that on another night. Seed. He is the seed. Seed is sperm. In order for you to have seed, you got to impregnate a female. You got to fertilize a baby. And once that seed is put together with that egg, oh wow, what do we have here? And that is the beginning of conception. And that is when Christ came in to Mary, not this immaculate conception that's going on that is being taught in a lot of religious circles about he was born of a virgin. Virgin in the Hebrew means young maiden of pregnancy age, that she was able to have a baby of her period, or menstrual, however you pronounce that. I know, I'm getting deep. Let's take another break, and we'll be right back, and we'll see how far we can go. You're listening to Let's Talk. I'm Brother Malachi, right here on the Blog Talk Radio Network at blogtalkradio.com.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, here's one you all can sing with us.
So love the world. Wait, now hold up. What the scripture say? He was sent now into the lost sheep, house of Israel, in a deep sleep. Our Lord sprang from Judah to recompense for sin and renew the covenant with love first and benevolence. Grace would abound on earth as atonement. Love was shown then. Now go back to John 3:16. What's that mean? Having loved his own in the world, he came not to judge but to save and redeem. Came to the scene as a scale and a beam, intervened like needle and a thread to a seam. His life was pure light, tailor-made spirit. It was so right, the law was sown to a gene. Given to the wicked was the world, and he prayed not for it, but for those who believed in him. Separate in earth, dispersed with a curse. He was made a little lower to reside with his kin. Jew nor Greek, neither bond nor free, for ye are all one together in he. The Jew first though, then the Gentile, increase the percentile. Glory, honor, peace, and eternity.
My ammo, my camo, my Madonna, that's extra tight, that made me feel like Rambo. Holy tips in my satchel, and I keep that sword with me. But if you do get bored with me, I turn that thing to a lasso, like where you going? Get over here, cause you need to hear everything that's spoken and written, cause the end is here. That bloodshed, that was bloodshed from the Holy One that's above head, so we can return back to that holy spot we was at. To be saved is only one way, he will return on that blessed day. For me, it's a narrow road, no turning back on this one way. When I think about what they did, they hurt him, but it hurt me. That blood spilled to redeem us. Luke 23:33.
It's the music of Van Awa featuring John Boy, Calvary. Now that right there was by the Spirit. I wasn't going to even play that, but that right there was led by the Spirit. It just so happened to be in my line of play right here, but I was going to go ahead and stroll up to the top and play another jazz selection we have in our studio keyboard here. But you know, we had just got through talking about the Messiah's name in Hebrew and what it means, my Savior. If you have a Strong's Concordance, you know that we've been doing some commentaries on how did we get the name of Christ. And locally, I'm teaching this in the greater Hattiesburg, Mississippi area to our audience on the FM station of WJMG 92.1 on your FM radio station. Historical WJMG radio station is the first black-owned station in the state of Mississippi, dating back in the 1960s. And this is the seventh, Mr. Vernon C. Floyd, this was the seventh black-owned operating station in the nation to come on board. The seventh, historically, here in Mississippi. So Floyd is originally from Mobile, Alabama, who now resides here in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Just a little bit of history of our little small city of 150,000 people. Now, you all know that Men Empowered is the, we have doing a lot of promoting in the Mobile area, so I guess it would be that we are repaying Mobile, Alabama for sending their native son to Hattiesburg, Mississippi back in the 1960s to operate this. And we have his story on our website, Let's Talk with Vernon C. Floyd. So you definitely want to check out that history. He is a graduate of the prestigious Tuskegee University. Back then it was called the Tuskegee Institute, and his hometown is in Mobile, Alabama. You know that the Men in Power organization, we try to have teachers kind of scattered, but our area where we be more effectively, not just in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, but in New Orleans, Louisiana, the Gulf Coast, Mississippi, Mobile, Alabama. As I said before, we go down there and do a lot of promoting, as well as in Pensacola, Florida, and Tallahassee, Florida. Saying a shout out to the FAMU Rattlers down there. I know you all are out of school. Appreciate everything that you all do at that historical Black university, or you want to call it historical Hebrew university. But we're going to get there. We're going to get there, and we're going to finally know who we are. Hebrews, our people are waking up, and never seen it like this. This is not a fad. This is here for life, because it must happen. According to Revelations, this must happen. The 12 tribes of Israel must be sealed. And so it's got to be 144,000 of them to go out and to declare the word of the Most High. You got to have 12,000 from the nation of Issachar, who are our Mexicans today. Ask yourself this. In every metropolitan city in these United States, wherever you see Black, or if you woke up, you know who I'm saying, Hebrew, if you see our people in the average, I'm not talking about well-to-do off homes, you know, and that sort of thing like that. I'm just talking about an average. For the people that are having an income of, like, let's say $40,000 and under, if you got a household income of that, I mean, that, you know, is something else. But if most of the people that make that type of income are our people of color, Hebrew. Now, also, what I have noticed a powerful migration into our Black neighborhoods. You have a lot of Mexicans in these neighborhoods. They're there for a reason. And the reason is the Most High is waking them up, because they are Issachar. They are in our neighborhoods because we're the lead tribe of Judah. Must wake up 1,000 Issachars so they can do the work of the Most High. And here at Men in Power, we have that task. We have brochures not only to affect Judah and Levites. Well, it's not that many Levites here. Haitians is who I'm talking of. Or the Jamaicans, I believe the tribe of Benjamin. They are here in our area, not for you to say, how are Mexicans doing in the Black neighborhood? These are our brothers. These people are our family. You got many shades of color or Black in our race. Shades of Black. It goes from chocolate dark all the way up to the light skin, the texture of hair. Our forefather Jacob had, you know how many wives he had, as well as how many concubines he had. These are our people. So I realize we normally get a lot of new people joining us, coming in on the very first time. And if you are in, let's say if you're in a Pentecostal or charismatic church like I was, and you're trying to see what this brother's all about, and you hear some strange things because you never heard it before in your church, well, guess what? We're reading the Bible here, and everything that we say out of our mouth comes from the scriptures, and I can prove it. So this is why we have all of our programs. Now, if you want to know how to get, and I see I've basically, run out of time to even go into it, but we're going to pick back up on this on Tuesday, and we're going to, get this started, again. What I want to say is the Most High prophecy is coming to pass. Everything is working in order, just like it was supposed to. It is working. Don't fret, because it's going to happen. What it is. You just be in prayer, study the Most High's word, and keep the commandments, his laws and statutes, and it will be all right. Hey, before I go, just to let you know, our show, Saturday Night Gospel Jam, we have a new co-host that is going to be joining in with us, and her name is Faya Harrison. Sister Harrison is going to be coming on board with us. She's going to be my co-host. She is a dynamic, one and only talented sister, Hebrew sister, with a gift of the spoken word. And we're going to be featuring her music or her spoken word on our show coming up, probably on all of our shows that we're going to do. We're going to do this. And if you're familiar with the Tom Joyner Morning Show, if you're still out there listening to your radio, you got to have something to listen to. Our show is going to be like that as well, only a nighttime version. We are going to be the Tom and Silver Wilkes, but we're going to do it with a Hebrew flavor style. I can't wait to blow this thing up, because it's going to be all good. Don't forget, we will be here for a 2-hour special on June the 14th. Brother Maverick Bronx will be in the house with us, and that particular time will be at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. And let's see who we have here on the intercom here today. Hey, is this my sister, Sister Harris?
Yes, this is. How y'all doing, everyone?
Hey, we're doing good. Yes, indeed. Why don't you tell the people about yourself, or have your liberty before we go?
I've been doing spoken word, actually performing it for the past 4 years. I've had some good experiences, and I'm going to share some of those with you in my music.
All right. Well, I tell you what, I can't wait till we play it on Saturday. I wish I was able to load it up tonight and just kind of give them a taste, but they can wait. They got the Sabbath coming up, and on Saturday night at 10 p.m. our time, 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, they're going to get the debut of Sister Harris, and it's going to be all good.
Yeah. Y'all going to enjoy
it. Absolutely. Hey, we got a lot in store for them. And by the way, for those of you all who are in the chat room, you are going off the air in a few seconds. But those of you all who are on the phone lines, we are still here and running into a little bit of overtime. You got anything else for you to share before we wrap it up?
No, they'll just be able to, you'll be able to relate pretty much to a lot of our music. I speak on a lot of different issues that are going on in our so-called African-American community. So a lot of the issues that are being addressed in my music are things that are going on in everyday life. So it'll be something that everybody will be able to relate to.
Right. Well, I tell you what, folks, it's going to be good. Don't want to miss it. If you got something going on Saturday night, you want to be here at Saturday Night Gospel Jam. Hey, if you can't make it, remember, we're recording the show. It's always recorded, and you can listen to it again at the Blog Talk Radio Network. And also, just a quick reminder to everyone that we are on YouTube by subscribing to JEWEDuP, as well as Hebrews, Truth, and Consequence. All of our shows there at YouTube are recorded and uploaded by these two fantastic brothers. And also, you can definitely check us out on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter. That's Men Empowered at Twitter, as well as Instagram. We're still trying to run that thing, but it's all good. It's all good. I'm looking forward to seeing what the Most High is going to do with us. Well, shalom, Sister Harris, and I will see you on the air on Saturday at 10 p.m.
Okay, shalom, everyone.
Shalom, everybody, and we will see you all on Saturday night for Saturday Night Gospel Jam. Here's John Boyd to take us out right here on Let's Talk. Shalom.
When I say Hebrews, I mean myself. Praying, cause I can't redeem myself. Okay. They say the Bible man-made, so they don't need it in their life. But if they boss, they jump, they would take flight. Your life and the way you go about it ain't right, you ain't tight. They don't think Christ came in the first place. So to return, they don't think twice. This word is not of own interpretation. 2 Peter 1:20, as you need it blatant. My people can't love cause they used to hating. They can't give anything cause they used to taking. They screaming where he at cause they sick of waiting. But when your check in the mail, you just sit patient, wait and tell your boss man to pay you before payday. So Christ ain't gonna come just cause you screaming Mayday. You ain't even doing what you really supposed to. So when he do return, he ain't coming back for you. He might ignore you cause he never known you. If you think this man-made, then you hell-bound. A fool says no God. If you think this man-made, then you hell-bound. Psalms 14:1. If you think this man-made, then you hell-bound. Psalms 14:1, a fool says no God. All I see is fools, in power and they rule. Treat us like a tool, tossed aside never to be used in a shed where we bled. Atheist church, I call it Satan church instead. That's the devil trick that make you think he don't exist. We ain't living rich, we got the curse and not the gift. But his fall made us stronger. I pray we find a better way to grow. But there's only a little ways to go. Overall, Israel did good. Living in tribulation, no other nation could. So you will be